fruitless tree. And there she stands, brown as the muddy clay, taking each beating from the earthly winds, her west wings. Understanding of nature is well nurtured as she stands firmly rooted to the ground. Seasonally, leaves fall from her dry yet withered branches like trees dropping only these leaves. These tears are a mockery of her dryness, her barrenness. She is the fruitless tree. The spark has also dried up, looking all sorts of hollow, carrying the visions of moments of shade seekers who gripped tightly during their stormy days. Fruitless tree, cursed by the Creator for her inabilities to germinate, procreate. Let it be her plea. A tree bearing the wrong fruit I could be. Just bear with me. That simple plea. That's the fruitless tree. Andizali kodwa ndizelwe, ndazalwa umdala owazalwa indodana nendodakazi, ezozalwa indodakazi engazali. I am the fruitless tree. Roots sticking out from her fertile frustrations. Capillary streams of red are ejected, showing her inabilities, these signs of rejection symbolizing her inabilities to even produce death. Even though, rightfully so, watered by those bearing ideas of keeping her alive in projection and protection of their guilty pleasures, akazali, kodwa azelwe. Thombo wempilo, khawuxhakaze indalo enhle, please. Letters to her unborn babies. Ligugabi gabi, mfazi ongazalanga.
Okay. Right. That was deep. That is deep. Show we ahead, guys. Yo. Alright, so my poem is titled Seed. Drown me in rivers of souls, where my tears will dance without fear. Drown me in rivers of soul, where my tears are invisible. Crowned in scars burning deep into rivers without motion. Stillness of emotions pouring out caught by flesh beneath eyes. And this is how stones on the ground touch her better than you do. How she's carried the world on her back, cursing her thickness for days. Planting her entire soul in it, turning seeds into bleeding plants, wounds. Maybe she belongs there, on the ground, washing away tears of other females with her blood. Thank you.
Thank you, babe. This poem is titled It. Yes. All that I dread, I have become. Heavy, persistent nightmares sleep on top of me too. Remind me of that which I must run away from. I awake with palms sweaty enough for me to stretch open the mouth of my priest. I want to rest on the tongue of God's Son. Yes, I call out for me, I call out a name that leaves me breathless, in thirst. You return to me as fragmented vision, or maybe cracked dreams forming the waking terror I have become. Rubble hangs at the end of my mouth, a chandelier spits an array of light on my lungs. If I hold my breath and clench my fists, if I place the pebble under my tongue and curse my fears, they will shrink. If I shut my eyes real tight, cross my heart and hope to die, I will be back home, I will be back home, I will be back home. Yes!
As I'm sitting here, I'm busy writing this poem that I started earlier. I'm going to recite it anyway, so if anyone feels a need to hop on, please come write it with me. No, honestly speaking.
Yeah, we'll help.
But later, yeah. For love's sake, I'm gonna let you love me. As complete as you are, as full as you are, as bound as you are, as married as you are, as unattached as I am, I'm gonna let your ties rain on me. These knots of greed, gaps of yearning, a series of wanting. I want you to need me. Have me decide whether I hang low or be uplifted. Forget about your commitments, vows that exhaust you to your liking till you submit to my needs. A space that can only be filled by love. I will be your highness. Let you come as you are. Prepare a clean slate for you. An ark where not even Noah can pay you. Where yours is of heart, from the heart, for those you choose to heart. For love's sake, I'm gonna let you love me, as deserving as I am. Please hop on, guys. Anyone?
I will.
The poem that I'm going to read, not so much recite, is called Love's Child. I'm a sucker for literature, so forgive me if I get too much into medieval English. I saw you stand at the peak of mountains. I heard you laugh with trees and flowers alike. The earth bowed itself for you to walk with her, and in the utmost humility, you bowed down, laid yourself beside her and spoke, Mother, you have carried me, you have known me, prayed for me, you have wept oceans in my name. I felt the contractions of your womb rise and behold the flesh of your flesh. I heard you whisper prayers to the winds, the force of it carried for all the tall trees and leaves to dance in worship of what brings you. I saw you bleed for the proud to recall compassion. Battered and bruised, still you rose to meet each lash courageous. I saw you stand at the peak of mountains holy. I heard you laugh with wisdom and obedience. The universe stretched its hand to touch you, and from its mouth were you named WOMAN, woman. The word alone says you are possible.
You go again.
So I wrote a poem. These words are a commemoration. Heartfelt sorrows, weeps, gently spoken to unsilence the loudness. This is for the total shutdowners. Uwamandla, Ufezeka Khuzwayo, Kwezi, Kensani Maseko, the road's dirty secrets. To me, because I am every woman, and to my beloved sister, she is the inspiration behind these words rather. It's titled I'm in my underwear, my brother. And this was my very, very first poem. So I am in my underwear, my brother. In my underwear lays protected, connected, the canals of life oozing with the joy, love, interwoven in pleasure, oozing occasionally. Please don't let my walk fool you. I am nothing but Womxn. Our footsteps begin to converge as I shuffle towards my place of rest. The moon beams brightly, shedding light to your deadly intentions. I see you seeing me, but my third eye is quickly blinded by your lustful breathing. I'm in my underwear, my brother. Moments in time, right here, right now, I am a prisoner in your prison, displaying your desires to imprison during your imprisonment. I feel you grabbing me, turning me ill like a druggie on a bad pill. My soul shies away, saving the little that has been broke. I can barely keep up with keeping you out. Mother Moon dims at every thrust, earth shaking. This is Azania you are killing, stealing and weeping. Mama, I am your sister, act as your fro, Joe.
Yes.
Jongapa, I'm in my underwear, my brother.
Yes.
Or was that father, my son?
Whoa!
I'm in my underwear. Waters from the canals of your life flowing meaninglessly into mine. Aren't you surprised that your joyride has stopped?
What?
Nothing lasts forever as you resuscitate yourself back to life.
Whoa!
It is second nature for a thief to run, so therefore you follow suit. Being the goddess that I am, I rise, we rise. Rise with the prize. With our cries bearing no lies, we rise. I am in my underwear, my brother. My underwear.
I'm in my leggings, my brother. Alright, so this one is titled Slut. Chigawani. I am a slut. I am made out of cotton fibers that made my mother smile. I am also made of fingers pointing at wrongs and ideas of right. So I'm a combination of ideas and lies. My mother does not know I am a slut, but the world does. So tell the world I've become what they want me to be. A slut. A girl brave enough to say her mind, a girl comfortable in her skin, a girl brave enough to not to pull her skirt down, wear as much lipstick as she wants. A girl coloring outside the box. Tell the world. She says she's a slut. And I agree. See, there's freedom in being a slut. Knowing that you are not restricted to the rules set by somebody or anybody. Role-playing back and forth with society, no boundaries as to what a girl can and cannot become. I will teach my children how to be sluts. And if I die before I meet them, tell them I wrote them stories in the fire.
This is titled Self-Portrait with My Grandfather's Jacket. My grandfather... Is this better? Oh, okay. This is titled Self-Portrait with My Grandfather's Jacket. My grandfather prepared my body into still water. His forefathers told him, I'm the one bringing death to the family. He made me fast for 6 months. By then my stomach bloated with grief. My hands were starving for peace. At night, misery slept beside me and my fingers traced its body. The walls of my mouth still salivate for intimacy that will make me surrender on an altar and recite hymns till I can't recall the names of my dead relatives. I mold my hands into candles and place them on my knees. I live the rest of my life in a meditative state.
sis. I want to speak to your unborn child. Breathe healing unto her, so you can birth laughter, forgiveness, freedom, and all your inner child has ever prayed for. I want to build a child-friendly environment for her, where she can play till her periods numbered down to none, till the tips of her natural black play hide and seek, grey camouflaged, and she may never accumulate scars outside her playground. I would like to shed beauty unto her. Not a pigment too much, but just the right tone to carry her being, so she may never have to twist the muscles of her tongues, conforming to accents of oppressors. I'd like to rub your vagina with ointment, so I can heal the burning caused by friction, courtesy of all nights you lay awake, legs head a different direction, as to finally trace down your father's love, stewing on resentment, blowing dust of condoms, so your love isn't buried, and this tombstone in your heart will remain a mystery.
I hope it's not too late to say that I'm 32 years old. And the reason I say this is because I'd like to share that I was raised by my grandmother. And even to this day, I've met many women, many fierce women, but she's still the fiercest yet. Yes. I moved in with her when I was 3 going on 4. I've never seen my grandmother walk because she was wheelchair bound. But wheelchair bound as she was, she managed to raise 9 of us as a single mom. And I admire her strength so much so that no matter what I've faced, I've had no reason to complain because I can walk. And if she could take it sitting down, I absolutely have no excuse but to stand tall, knowing that I represent a woman that the world didn't know, but they will get to know her through me. And the poem that I'm about to recite, maybe even read, is called Gogo, in memory of her and all the lessons that she taught me. You will remember me when bones and flesh go on to mingle with dust. Hold on to my words and my love of ages lived and loathed. Listen, child, for when the wind rings, you'll have blinked a lifetime and I'll have answered the call. You will remember me when skinwalkers stalk the day, looking for you to wear. Listen for me in the tenderness of a smile and the harshness of a tough love that rolls on wheels, disabled at the spine but moving. Come on. You will remember me when the one with tongues so sweet woos you into his kingdom to lull your senses and blind your eyes while leading you down corridors of spoils painted with the screams for mercy. You will remember me when the rage from within you pierces, breaking your skin like bread, blood spilling like waterfalls do. Remember that the sun needs no legs to rise on. Wow. Remember that the night needs no bed to fall on. Remember me.
My final poem is titled Africa Must Rise Before I Sleep. The sun rises to ridicule their existence, the sons and daughters of righteously righteous foreign gods. Yet still they kneel in these final hours, denying being gods, from forbidden kingdoms roamed freely by reincarnated goddesses. My children, her children. She lays only to rest, weak, shackled, tightly heaped, to still her sense of great divinity, the need to be. Free me whilst you still see me, because you can never be me. Screams from her brown skin, these are just merely tones of her misery. Her children, my children. Babies born with silence-filling vocal cords playing like symphonies to their mysteries, that self-proclaimed states of poverty. Their first breaths of life is snuffed up in bloody, drenched, dirty tales of hotels in Rwanda. But Africa must rise before I sleep, you see. Fears evoked through the beatings of these drums while they thump ingoma, confessing the spiritual sins of light while dancing in the darkness. They are clearly woken, well-spoken, only to remain broken. Self-hating trash needs to be trashed. While selling the ideologies of self, may we be the buyers of self. I pray I'll pay. My children, her children. Firmly rooted, not barefooted, to finally fulfill the prophecies of those who sleep. Umhlaba, uyahlaba. If these words were to go unspoken, they would do nothing but weep. The thirst for land was that sand is to merely quench the thirst of understanding. The profanity is not only for divinity. Africa must rise before I sleep. So before I sleep, I still need to weep. Answer the call, Sabela uyabizwa. They call to teach one, reach one. My children, her children. Makshisa impepho emsamo, makuvusa abalelwe, omamhlophe, osengwase, onjomane, intombi zamgabheya, ondlovukazi. Kodwa bayahleka omagagula. Bayahleka omzilikazi bamashobane. Bayahleka oboya benyathi. Kodwa beseyombela omazwayi. Can we still stay marching to Zion like the late River Canyon, be it through shedding of self while still seeking self, refined so we can be redefined? Because Africa must rise before I sleep. Before I sleep, uzobuya ebuze. Olilizela abalilizelayo, ziphakama insizwa, imkhonto zesizwe. Africa must rise before I sleep. Africa will rise before I sleep.
It is titled Tell the World. I am a church, a whole temple. People come to pray here. They come burning their sacrifices at my altar. I guess that's why I carry so much burden and sin, so much dirt and ashes. For they've come burning everything in this temple, sometimes pieces of it. So please, tell them about our anthem, how we loyally sing it every day without fail. Tell the world how we try. Try to not smear too much makeup. Try to not wear short shorts. Tell the world that we try. Try to not get raped. Have you ever tried so hard?
Wow. Yes.
Tell the world we're trying to make it back home. Tell the world we are trying to find love but not wake up to a rapist that never got caught. We sing our anthem without fail. For we might not make it home if we don't. This is our anthem.
This poem doesn't have a title.
I know.
Wow. More like untitled, not really unknown. But thank you. Your husband has been reeking of death for the past 3 months,
and you all pretend that this stench does not spoil all the food during dinner. You all ignore the fading in his voice. You lead him into your body with intertwined hands, to love and to hold, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. These vows rest at the base of your back, forming likovo, and your hips become mgan, for this is the glory in grinding. You awake to a corpse under your body that's turning into winter, decaying on the sheet wrapped in love making. You stroke his cheek, and this is all you remember. One morning, 2 years ago. You are going to kill me, aren't you? You ask him while he eats his breakfast. Of course I will. After all, that is what the men of this country do to their women. He replied, mouthful, then asked for salt. The only poem that has a title amongst all my poems. This one is titled The Omnipresent. I wrote it for someone whom we don't speak anymore, but yeah. Because I was once in love, but yeah. Can you tell that I'm a forever? Weaving through absence and your presence. A merging thread through soulful gaps for the souls that have become ghost within your own and their echo when I go silent. And these shoes are filled with air while our souls float backwards, forever weaving through presence in your absent mind, an emerging thread decorating your sunlight, for the light that you seek will travel faster than the voices that refuse to depart, and sound will maintain its position every time we exit this tunnel. Can you tell that this won't always be sunshine? And I am no ideal, but ideally suited for your daily escapes. Your luggage and mine are baggage only when headed in different directions. I've unpacked my being into yours now. I hope my dirty laundry doesn't scare you away. I've made room for you here, a space that echoes when you go silent, and I elope to be one with faith. Your memories are binding, a chain of forgiveness, even when our pride is in full armor. This room may sometimes be cold, but never vacant. Can you tell that I've made a series of my ups and downs? Even when my skin no longer serves you, my heart will forever assemble with pride, knowing my love can never leave the world behind, just to submit to atlases in their ways, content with no contentment, reasons in their anticlimax. This is my home now. I hope you let me stay. Can you tell that I'm fluent when I speak to God about you? This dialogue is not foreign to him. Your prosperity and well-being are deliberate. This union will consolidate. Not once has my spirit left you. Can you tell that I am omnipresent?
Yes!
And he couldn't tell though, guys. He was trash. The next poem I wrote stems from a conversation I had with my mom, because she and I have heart-to-heart talks most of the time. I'm stubborn and she's the more mellow one, very humble. But when she goes crazy, she goes ape shit. We were discussing the pain of a woman And so after this discussion, I went back and wrote this poem in my room. It's called The Heart of a Woman. She rose with the moon, kneeling, praying over the blood that had spilled. She tried to scrub her sorrows away, all the while beckoning death to make the bed she'd not be let to lay on. She rose with the moon to scrub away the memories she had once cradled and named. The pavement she walks on looks up at her and laughs every step, a mocking. She rose with the moon, all in an effort to escape the day. The faces that look up are as cold as her fingertips. Their smiles no more livelier than the slits cut and pasted to pacify her. All this to draw her into snares. She rose with the moon carrying her sorrows on her back. The dirt that refused to swallow her whole. She had heard of these things. Falling into her own misery, she shut the door on the sun and rose with the moon.
You guys sure you could? You sure?
We are.
No, I just want to make sure, like, you can't go sit. Oh, guys, do you want them all? Let's give the people what they want. They don't want you off. They want more, guys. They want more.
One more round.
One more poem, guys. One more. Come on. One more. Yes. This is an incomplete piece that came after a conversation that I had with Womxn after class. It's called Sin. After the sex, you let him eat his words from the palm of your hands. With the tight grasp of your silky thighs, you drew him in deeper into pools of nectar. A newfound flirt that ran as deep as water streams on lawn. To a place that time briefly forgot, where celestial bodies are the currency of empty promises. No kisses to wrap the good of his night, strokes gently in and out of a warm darkness. You danced on his lips and mind, eyes fixed on your own. You made love with a stranger to the mind of the flesh. After the sex, you lay in fine feather quilts to soothe the burn in your mind over a lover you couldn't have. Even as he lay his locks at your feet to cushion your souls from the cut of stone and glass, even as he wrapped you in more than a scarf of prayers, the communion was more than just a praise. Oh my God. The angels saw you, child. Through a looking glass that dares not to burn fires with untruths, they watched hands touch you in a place only they heard you tell of, in the hush of cried whispers.
I dedicate this piece to all the women in here.
Yes!
Sorry guys. She autumn. Cross between a sunflower and a winter jasmine. She's a seasonal breakthrough leaning against the breeze. That last leaf turning at the spine of a branch, head held high as unveiling masculinity. She is walking masculinity. Sheet lumps of sunset,
bitter, sweet, dark orange, celestial alignment at your service. She is both wonder and gaze, a maze of discovery, willing to wonder. She is era embodied, taking time and pacing self to create this timepiece, and not to be caught up in this day and not to be caught up in this day and time on another's watch. She autumn, a summer dress by a fireplace, calm and warm, surface of wild waters, shedding leaves while listening to songs of spring. She is mother of transition, a book at the edge of a shelf about to touch a life. She's character, playing wind and blowing horn, a pilgrimist full of soul, knowing heart is the only home.
Yeah.
This poem is titled Paper Body, and I literally wrote it yesterday. So, yeah. My mother's column is composed of 33 sticky notes. On a spinal cord, I write what she failed to teach me. For example, number 1, note to self. Don't attach yourself to anything. Yes. And 2, note to self. Mind your damn business and focus on your grinding. Yes! I love that. And 3, note to self. Love is a form of activism. Her bones are held sturdy by yellow balloons. But I am so fucking fickle and creased to the edges. I am bent like her brother when he prays. Every morning we make origamis out of each other. When weary, mother hurls herself into the size of 2 continental pillows. I recycle her pain. Our secret is we dilute cardboard and bark, then mold it into our bags. This is how we cloak the bruises my father gives as gifts. Sometimes past midnight, when she's certain the house is cradled by sleep, she stuffs some pages of her late father's Quran down the throat of her loneliness. She bleeds gasoline the way I bled for the revolution, or the trees that now curse my name. When the night is in its prime, we summon our past lives to become end paper notes.
This is what fair at all. I wasn't ready for this. Okay, so I'm battling between 2 poems. Alright, this is one of my oldest poems. I believe one of the poems that I came to the slam. The first time I came to the slam, this is the poem that I recited. And when you see me, know that I am not a pair of breasts nor pearl thighs. You will respect me. For you've seen my strength stretched limitless, joy tearing my womb as I selflessly enjoyed pain I birthed you. There's thighs made way for you, let you in, but I am still more. I am not a pair of breasts nor a pearl thighs. I pushed my way till I wore a graduation gown certificate imprinted with my name. Yes, my name. I worked hard for this. This is mine. You will respect my hustle. Born so beautiful with a beautiful mind, my vision exceeds that of society, pregnant with ideas of a better social standard. Somebody should know. I am not a pair of breasts nor a pearl thighs. I am a heart on 2 legs. Passion flowing in my veins, pursuit defined by the rhythms formed when my lips move, painted in red just so you can recognize. I am not just 2 lovely thighs engraved with stretch marks. No, I am not a pair of breasts nor a pair of thighs. Do you know I give life? We are revelation, evolvers of the new meaning of Imbogodo.
heartbeat of the very earth that you bury me in. We are not a pair of breasts nor pair of thighs. Women are the future, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, your what?
Yo, guys, this is intense. It's intense, very intense. Title of this final poem, my final poem. It's titled, "Love is no longer served at this table." This table stares, fucking pulled up chairs, playing witness to the final dinner. Dirty tablecloths bearing droppings of that soul food that was once served at this table. Wine glasses, fingerprinted recording of deceitful conversations after each serving, conversations of righteousness simmered in sexual slavery. Both dressed up in sloppy clothes, revealing the final truth of hidden self-illusions that neither nor can ever accept. Love is no longer served at this table. 3 waiters stand guard and in honor of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, weeping as there is no holy matrimony. Shining trays, dances, somewhat reflecting the insecurities of what was shared securely. Her attempts at salvaging what was felt before she slept. Ticking clock of moments that will never be lived. They commence to eat and eat they shall, while the idea of ending eats them up inside besides. She stares, he dares. As these conversations turn bleak, it is quite evident to both that love don't live here no more. Dear beloved, she speaks, go fuck yourself. I know when to leave when love is no longer served at this table.